Hi, I'm Laura Giles, your host of Modern Animism Radio. Thank you all for being here. You know, for lots of people, religion is a declaration of faith. They say, I believe this, and that's the end of it. Animism is a bit different. It's more than just what you believe. It's how you walk in the world. It's the expression of what you believe. There's no separation between what you believe and what you do. That knowing of oneness invades every aspect of your life. It's a really different way of being if you're converting. So I want to share some examples of what it means to build an animist practice to me. So first, let's acknowledge the elements and ancestors. I acknowledge the element of earth and thank you for the stable foundation beneath our feet and the food that sustains us. Thank you for our bodies and all the sensuous, lovely things that make life fun and interesting. I acknowledge and give gratitude to the air and ask that you help communicate clearly so that what is meant to be said is said and what is meant to be heard is heard. Thank you for the inner knowing that guides us and for helping us to hear the messages from across the veil. Acknowledge the element of fire and give gratitude for the sun that warms us, the fire in the belly that inspires us to do great things and small, and the responsibility to stand in our power. Acknowledge and give gratitude for water. Water is life. Thank you for helping us to stay flexible. Acknowledge our plant, animal, mineral, and human ancestors, and thank you for the blessings we receive that are seen and unseen. Thanks, everybody, for listening today, sharing our content on social media, and sending us your comments and questions. If you want to make it a two-way conversation, please join us on our private Facebook group so that you can talk to us and we can talk to you. We welcome your ideas. So lots of gratitude to everyone who supports the show with donations. If you'd like to help, too, you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/Pan Society. You're completely supporter-funded, so every dollar helps. So what is a spiritual practice? To me, it's the mindful, intentional actions that keep us in touch with spirit. The wheel of life is always moving from order to chaos. Things are always changing. We sweep the porch in the morning, and by evening, there are leaves all over it again. That's the nature of life. So we're always having to engage in maintenance behaviors to stay on top of things and always do some things that push the envelope so that we can grow. And that's what I mean by spiritual practice. Animism is holistic. There really is no separation between what is for the body, mind, emotions, or spirit. Everything impacts everything else. So if your thing that brings you the most ecstasy and takes you closer to spirit is dancing, by all means dance. If doing the dishes or mowing the lawn makes you feel all tingly inside, do that. If it's ritual or chanting or praying or any of the things that are traditionally considered spiritual, do that. Every day and every moment and every breath, you have the opportunity to stand in your whole beautiful energy, and it doesn't require anything special, only your intention to be present. The only difference between what's sacred, mundane, and profane is your attention. What you neglect becomes profane. What you take for granted becomes mundane. What you respect, are grateful for, and nurture is sacred. It's really that simple. Maybe you're an introvert and you just don't have anyone around that you want to share your beliefs with. So you choose a private practice that involves solitary things like prayer, gardening to be around plants that you love, caring for animals, or just taking solitary walks where you can ramble under the big sky wherever your heart takes you. As I'm talking about that, it sounds lovely. I think that's a perfect way to check in. You know, or maybe you like more social things like drum circle groups, bonfires, moon circles, or rituals on holy days. Personally, I think that sovereignty and connection are vitally important, and we need spiritual expression that's both solitary and private, as well as social and open. A tribe is an irreplaceable bonus when it comes to spirituality. I really think that's why we started Pan Society, to cultivate a tribe of people to share ideas, traditions, and beliefs with. Now, I've said this kind of stuff to people who are not animists or who are new to animism, and they understand my words, but they don't get the how. So let me walk you through that part. So let's say that I walk in the woods or the park every Saturday, and I want to make that part of my spiritual expression. So it's nothing different from what I was doing before, no extra time. And this is perfect because it's not changing my life. It's not doing anything extra. Now, go for that walk with awareness. Maybe slow down. Notice how things smell. Notice the way the light reflects off different surfaces. Use your senses. Is the air different here at different times of day? Get curious about that. What's that feel like? What's here that you can't see? What do you just get a sense of that's simply intuitive? Do you feel a presence? Do you feel like you're being watched? Do you feel like somebody's lovingly guarding over you? Now, what's there? Do you feel connected to this, or do you feel connected to something outside of you? You don't have to strive to make something happen or have a goal. What happens is exactly perfect. In fact, for me, that's part of the practice. It's just allowing everything to be as it is and appreciating it for that. The Cornwall is my favorite place in the whole world, and last time I went, it took forever to get there, just so many delays. And it started to rain cold spit, which is not unusual in England. I was hungry, traffic was horrendous, and by the time I arrived, I was in a foul mood and hating everything. So I went outside in the cold wind and rain and just sat and breathed in the air. And it didn't take long for the loveliness of everything around me to overtake me. The wildflowers are peeking out of the rocks were splashes of delight against a bleak backdrop. The rope on the flagpole tapped out a rhythm that suddenly sounded like music inviting me to dance. I even began to see the wind and rain as a spice to make my love of Cornwall even stronger. Was that a spiritual experience? Absolutely. Was it a spiritual practice? Well, it could be if I do it regularly. It was actually easy to slip into that because it is something that I do practice regularly. You see, there's nothing that's not lovely. Love underlies every single thing in the world, everything. It shows if you let it. So for me, an animist practice is really about letting yourself tune in. And remember, spirit is the energy that powers the engine. It's in everything. It's perfection. When we don't see it, it's us that's out of alignment with it. So all you have to do is tune in, and you'll hear it, see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, know it, and be it. I think that's the most wonderful part of all. Some people chase it. It's like they have this wonderful experience that blows their minds, and then they want it over and over again, like an addict. But it's not outside of you. You don't have to chase it. It is you. You bring the magic to it just by being present with it and remembering it. You see it into existence just by letting your heart be open. That's really it. You can do that while driving down the road. Nothing spectacular has to be happening. You can just tune into everyday things. Every single day the sun sets, there's something pretty spectacular about the way that it looks over the river at just the right time. The light changes and it starts to glow. It changes moment to moment. If you blink, the thing that touches your heart is going to be gone, so you don't even dare breathe. It's moments like that that make you grateful to be part of, that make me grateful to be part of this life. It's scenes like that that help you to feel the wonder within and without. So you can pray, meditate, journal, create a dedicated time to contemplate, set goals, or be disciplined. But if your heart's not in the practice, your spirit's not going to be either. Building an animist lifestyle is about cultivating loving connection to the energies and life forms around you. I'm talking of books on your shelves, the plants that purify your indoor space, the mosquitoes that bother you at night, and all the people who share your space. So do something for me right now, okay? Take 5 seconds to look at something, anything. Soften your eyes. Relax your throat. Let your shoulders down and exhale. Now look at that person or that thing with all the love in your heart for 5 itty-bitty seconds. Now, does it feel different? I bet it does. And it only took 5 seconds. Imagine what life could be like if you did that a few times a day or for longer periods of time. So here's my suggestion. Find something that you're already doing that you enjoy. Use that to be present and see life and things. Then choose something that you don't care about and do the same thing. That's going to be harder, but with practice, you'll start to see the love, purpose, and connection in that too. And once you do that, your compassion will grow. Your sense of connection and purpose will change. Your spiritual path is your own. Your beliefs are your own. But I believe that the animist practice of spirituality has the same foundation for all of us. It's about plugging into that energy, that love, that vibrant, alive, juicy life force, and knowing that we are that, and that is us. It's such an amazing thing to just go outside or even in your own kitchen as you sit with a cup of tea and enjoy that. It's free. Why would you not do it? You know what else you could do? Do it with someone else. Share what you see. Ask what they see. A moment like that, that's shared, expands. And the thing that you see will radiate that love back to you, and so the whole world benefits. I'd love to hear how you do it. Thanks for tuning in. Come and see us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And don't forget, if you'd like to donate, you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/Pan Society. I'm Laura Giles with Pan Society, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.